All right, YouTubers, if you're watching this as a rerun, you can skip ahead about 5 minutes. Stations, this is going to be a pre-recorded show for Saturday, July. What day is tomorrow? 26th? For the 26th. We're going to start this here at the same time that we usually do. So again, you can skip ahead here 4 minutes, and we'll get started on that as well. Better make sure all this stuff is ready to go. It is. See if anybody chimes in here tonight. He's at a softball game or soccer game. Gonna throw your headsets on or not? I guess you don't really need to if we're not calling anybody.
Since you set them up, I will. But I can tell how loud I am, I guess.
You can?
Yeah, you can't hear yourself in your earphones to tell how loud you are?
But you got quieter than when you did your test now.
That's because I didn't talk as loud. Hello.
It's already Saturday morning, yep. Morning, Mr. Mayor. We got to be on the water early tomorrow, so got to do a pre-recorded show. We're in day 2 of the Dakota Walleye Classic. So there you go. We'll probably cover some of the results there, Jesse, of the today for the Dakota Walleye Classic. And then the second break, do the other ones. And the second half hour, we'll kind of see where it goes. Talk about how everybody in Mobridge makes like $40 an hour when they work. Especially if you're on the city council. Oh, yeah. I better keep track of my time here.
Hot in here tonight.
Yeah, I'm surprised the fans aren't on yet. Maybe they are. All right. Minute and 15 seconds. Are you leading the pack? We are not last. We'll tell you that. We are not last. There's Waylon. I thought he was at a soccer game. Maybe his phone alerted him while he's watching the high pace, intense pace, and full contact soccer. Yep. All right, here we go. 15 seconds, roughly. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors. Heard all across the Dakota Territory on great radio stations like K-Fire 550, 100 years in the radio business. Also, KLTC on the Western Edge, also 106.9. And KCJB Minot, we have KOLY in Mobridge and KGFX in Pierce, South Dakota. Thank you guys for tuning in here on another Saturday morning. Now, just as a heads up, this is a pre-recorded program here. We, my buddy Jesse Flath, my fishing teammate here. We are in the Dakota Walleye Classic, and tomorrow or Saturday morning we are going to be on the water as it's an early one tomorrow. What time? Well, this morning was really early. We had to get out there early because we were in the first flight.
Yeah, we were first flight today. We were one of the last boats out on the first flight today, so that means we will be one of the
first boats
out
on the second flight
of the second flight. Yeah, because the flights and the order flip flop.
Right,
so
right.
We'll be taking off fairly close to the same time.
we'll might be able to listen to myself on the radio on the way out there on the boat.
Yeah.
So there you go. Well, Jesse, I tell you what, every single year we started doing this as a patrol boat, and we said, you know what, why don't we fish this thing? Because on the patrol boat we were fishing, and we were doing pretty good.
Yeah, we were at least catching something once in a while, and
it wasn't even a fishing boat. That was your speedboat or whatever you had, your go out and play boat. Now we've been entering it this year. You upgraded the boat. We upgraded some of the electronics. And I just don't know not everybody was catching today. It was a tough day.
Yeah, even a couple of the teams that are in the top 5 said they had a tough day. But a good day for them is literally fish in a barrel.
Yeah.
So one of the teams, they turned in 6 fish. They had 6 fish, turned in the 5. And them were really the only 6 that they caught that were tournament size.
Yeah. We caught quite a few fish today. It was just the wrong species.
I caught every white bass that Lake Skakawea had today. And in fact, I got to go get more worms tomorrow because it was just insane. But not the species we were looking for. A couple little perch, no catfish, no northerns. Basically, smallmouths, white bass, golden eyes, skipjacks, whatever people call them. And then we only caught 2 walleye all day.
2 walleye that you caught. They weren't liking my presentation, I guess.
No, it was a little ugly. We were all the way down to 4 or 5 feet for a while. We did a lot of 16 to 25 feet. We snuck all the way out to 40.
And we were marking fish.
Saw fish everywhere, It's just when you have a 3 or 4 out of 7 days storm front, low pressure system, cloudy, and now all of a sudden tomorrow it's going to be almost calm and over 90. I'm not going to be a hot one tomorrow. I'm not going to say tomorrow's going to be a whole lot better. We're definitely want to get to a spot as quick as we can and get our serious fishing done as quickly and early as we can right away this morning as you guys are listening to us. Because once that temperature heats up, we're either going to have to go really deep or the fish just get inactive. We did, like Scott said, we added some equipment to the boat, and we'll talk about that in the next segment here. Some of these guys are really, really good at what they do. We're just learning that part of it. So hopefully in the next year or 2 here, once we use this new stuff a little more, when the fishing gets tough like this, we'll have a few more tricks up our sleeve.
So One Shot Cap mentions, he said, get some creek chubs.
I don't have $5 per piece of
Are they
bait.
that expensive?
If you buy them and to catch them, I don't have time for that. I couldn't even pre-fish.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah, that's not in the cards for us.
Darren says that it's going to be interesting with the what happens with the storms that circle through the area here tonight.
Yeah, and it's showing somewhere between midnight and 2 a.m. It's supposed to kind of come through the area. It just depends on if it hits the lake or not, how big of a low pressure system it is. I haven't looked at the weather since last night, I guess. So it'll be interesting. I know it's going to be calm.
Well, let's give the first day results, at least up to like maybe 10 or 15 people. I think they pay out to 15.
They pay even deeper than that. They paid like 30 something, but you got to get 15th or higher to actually make any money.
Right.
Below that, you just get your fee back.
Well, who's leading it? And how many pounds of fish?
Right now, teams Subbert and Wynn are leading it with 31.84 pounds. That's on 5 fish, and that Wynn is a great dude.
We won it last year.
Yeah, we were going to talk to him about coming on the show tonight, but he's just so busy, and he's fishing the tournament, so we understand. Very knowledgeable about forward-facing sonar, and gave a good talk last night after the check-in and rules meeting. he's willing to share. He's
Yeah,
got a YouTube channel. I believe he's sponsored by Northland Tackle or is part of Northland Tackle, and just a great guy. So him and his partner are leading with 31.84 pounds. That's a heck of a bag. But there's some
on
teams,
5 fish. Yeah, we can turn in 5 on.
That's
this
right.
tournament.
We can.
And for the South Dakota listeners, we have no slot limit
Nope,
up here.
no slot.
So you can turn in, if you get 5 30-inch fish, you can turn them in.
Yep. North Dakota Game and Fish rules: 5 fish per person in the boat, 2-man team, but you only turn in the 5 you want.
Yeah.
But there's some other teams nipping at their heels here. Miller and Miller with 28.57, Binstock and Binstock with 27.66, Team Bollinger with 26.66, Leopold and Carlson with 26.64, Team Wendell with 26.33, Helm and Marceau with 25.81, Schumacher and Opp with 25.43, Herringer and Kurtz with 25.3, and Team Hader with 25.1. That's your top 10. So you had to have 25 pounds or better. Team place number 11's at 24.98. So I mean, they're right there too. But
they're averaging 5-pound fish right there.
They are,
and that's pretty good.
That's a heck of a bag.
Yeah.
You know, they were interviewing people, and you can go to the Dakota Walleye Classic Facebook page. They had the check-in live. They were interviewing some of the people as they came off the water, and you know, there's a lot more people using forward-facing sonar and the different technologies. But as you found out today, your first time looking at it in person and using it, it's really neat technology.
It is really neat
but
technology.
Boy, I had a friend of ours that usually comes on with us weekend of the Classic, Thomas Alliance. He said, "Well, you're going to realize how many fish you don't catch because
you can see a lot of fish.
You see a lot more on that."
What's nice about live scoping is, you know, you look at your graphs and you think is that arch of fish or not? And then you turn that on, and it's like, yep, that's a fish.
Right.
You can definitely see.
You can tell movement.
Yeah.
So you can tell if it's just a log or a rock or if it's a fish. It's pretty neat.
You know, Wayne's listening all the way in Vegas tonight. He's down there for the Cowboy Mounted
I was just saying, down there shooting. Cool.
Yeah, so good luck to him on that one.
You bet.
Well, I tell you what, we have results of the North and South Dakota individual state had their Governor's Cup last weekend.
Yep.
And we have some results from that we're going to share. And Montana had their Governor's Cup as well. And some of those guys are fishing. They turned in like 90-some pounds on that first day. I mean, they got big walleye out there.
I had a hard time finding out a lot of information about the Montana one to see
we'll just cover the Dakotas.
What their limits and stuff are out there, because their numbers were huge.
Yeah, big. Well, they got some big fish too. We'll have that coming up more. If you feel like joining in or texting here on this again is pre-recorded. So if you're watching this as I'm doing it here the night before, feel free to text me in if you have any questions, comments. We'll make sure to try to get to them. We'll be back right after these messages.
Join Pfeiffer's Auctioneers for these upcoming equipment auctions throughout the region, featuring these excellent retirement auctions in Albany, Minnesota, and Sherwood and Mapleton, North Dakota, and Baker, Montana. Pfeiffer's will also be hosting our regional equipment auctions in Bowman, Steele, and Sioux Falls. These auctions are loaded with Tier 1 farm and construction equipment and offer something for everyone. Full details, updated inventory, and online bidding is available at Pfeiffer's.com. Pfeiffer's, celebrating 25 years of proven results.
I'm Dale Falke with Dakota Community Bank and Trust, where local banking is as comfortable as your favorite pair of work boots. Step into our branches and experience a friendly atmosphere, personalized service, and financial expertise. Whether you're a hardworking farmer, a small business owner, or a local resident, we've got the banking solutions that you need. So kick off your boots and let us take care of your financial needs at Dakota Community Bank and Trust.
At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
Equal housing lender.
Bowman Livestock Marketing, serving the tri-state area for all of your livestock marketing needs. Eastern Montana, North Dakota, and South Dakota. You can be sure of great care for your cattle and top price at sale time. Call Austin Snook at 307-290-3000. 2161. That's 307-290-2161 for more information or just to talk cattle markets. You can also find them on Facebook and go to their website, BowmanLivestockMarketing.com. MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Rest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer. There's a reason you're seeing more Red Angus cattle in the country. Great mama cows, high weaning weights, and easy keepers. With a family that bases their entire operation on faith, honesty, and trust. You can see those values in their 30-plus years in the Red Angus breed. Schriefer Red Angus, the breed that generates a positive return on investment. SchrieferRedAngus.com. Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or talking animals. Just good neighbors helping to keep you covered with price in mind. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, Wilton, Bowman, and Hettinger. This portion of the program is brought to you by Freedom Repair. Whether it's a tractor, baler, your cutter, your combine, or air seeder, Freedom Repair comes to you and helps you get fixed up and back in the field. 19-plus years experience. Give Lucas Kelly a call at 701-440-1945. That's 701-440-1945. Freedom Repair, veteran-owned and operated. Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy.
I'm Dale Paulke with Dakota Community Bank and Trust, where local banking is as comfortable as your favorite pair of work boots. Step into our branches and experience a friendly atmosphere, personalized service, and financial expertise. Whether you're a hardworking farmer, a small business owner, or a local resident, we've got the banking solutions that you need. So kick off your boots and let us take care of your financial needs at Dakota Community Bank and Trust.
At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
Equal housing lender.
Bowman Livestock Marketing, serving the tri-state area for all of your livestock marketing needs. Eastern Montana, North Dakota, and South Dakota. You can be sure of great care for your cattle and top price at sale time. Call Austin Snook at 307-290-2161. That's 307-290-2161 for more information or just to talk cattle markets. You can also find them on Facebook and go to their website, BowmanLivestockMarketing.com.
On that road, don't you worry, one day I'll settle down. And when that time comes.
Welcome back, everybody. Dakota Prairie Outdoors continues on a Saturday morning all across the Dakota Territory. Good to have you along here again. Scott Bachmeyer with you here. Jesse Plath is in. Well, we're in your shop here. We're got your. If you're watching on the YouTube side, his updated boat is in the background. Still 20 years old, you said, but it's new to you, right?
Yeah.
That's all that really matters. Anyway.
Yeah, new to me. You know, we were using that 03 Crestliner, 18.5-foot boat, 2-stroke engine. Did have a Altera trolling motor on it, which some guys don't like. They don't like that automatic deploy. They say it breaks down all the time. 5 years, I never had an issue. Went to a little bigger. This is 19.5. It is a little wider, a little deeper. Has a 72-inch shaft Tarova on it, so the trolling motor doesn't pop out of the water when you get in the waves. It's got the Lund striker hull, so it really shoots that wake out away from you. So we were a lot drier today than we would have been
I-
if we had the Crestliner.
I didn't get wet at all. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Question come in. How do you like it so far?
I do. 4-stroke.
It is quiet.
It's quiet.
Like full RPMs heading across the water. You and I could talk just like normal voices.
Yeah, it does. It
It's
has
amazing.
a 225 Verado on it, which that's the one sore spot on this boat. I'm still trying to work out some engine issues. It slows itself down.
Well, tell
I don't
people.
know.
So, as many people that are listening across the Dakota Territory,
Yeah.
tell them your issue and see if they know how to fix it, because the mechanics don't.
So this motor was rebuilt a little over a year ago. Had some compression issues, so they rebuilt the power head on it. The previous owner got it back, and I bought it from him. And he really didn't run it wide open ever because he was on the river a lot. We took it out for a test drive, and I noticed it was acting weird, and we took it back to the people that rebuilt it and had them work on it. And I've asked a lot of mechanics in Bismarck and a couple in Dickinson, and
I bet my South Dakota guys don't know the answer to this.
So when I take this boat out, 225 Verado, 2005 model, starts up fine, idles fine. When you take off, it's got all the power it's supposed to have. It'll go up to about 55, sometimes 5,800 RPMs, and then while still leaving it wide open throttle, trimmed all the way up to 6.3. All of a sudden, it'll just pull itself down to about 5,000 RPM, sometimes as low as 4,900, and then it'll sit there all day. I ran 14 miles last weekend, but it just won't hold that RPM, and it's supposed to be 62 to 6,400 maximum RPM. That might be prop issues that make it so it won't go above 5,900 or 6,000, but the fact that it goes up to 58, 5,900 and then slows itself down to 5,000. No one seems to be able to figure out why it's doing that. We even did a screen record with a factory Mercury technician computer, sent it to Mercury. They looked it over. They really didn't know what to say. They did notice I had a thermostat issue, so we replaced the thermostat. It was running too cold. Thermostat was stuck open. So we replaced that. Have checked all the coils, replaced all the plugs, checked all of the supercharger hoses and connections for leaks so that we weren't losing boost. Put a brand new supercharger belt on, put new end rollers in the supercharger, so the supercharger is basically rebuilt. I don't know. We're out of tricks, and
All right. Well, there's your homework, listening audience.
yeah, you know, and
Why? And then also when you're using it, you can back it down and then hit the full throttle.
Yeah.
It'll go back up to 5,800 RPMs, but then it all.
just for a minute.
So
yeah.
Waylon thinks it has something to do with the air induction system.
I know he does, and I already told him I already checked all that stuff. But he might have to come up here for a couple beverages and help me dig into it a little deeper. But
Eric says maybe there's some kind of governor assembly that could be getting worn out.
I wondered about the.
That's what I brought up today too.
Yeah, there's a boost dump. I can't remember what they're called, but any supercharged or turboed engine has a relief valve basically, and I wondered if that wasn't bad, but they supposedly tested that, so I don't know. We're gonna see what happens here. It runs fine up to, what do we get, 38, 41 mile an hour, something like that. That's still 10 mile an hour faster than the Crestliner went.
Than the old wetliner. Yeah. Hey, we forgot to do some of the big fish that came in here this beautiful day on the Dakota Walleye Classic before we get to the South Dakota and North Dakota Governor's Cup fishing tournaments.
Yeah, some of the other categories here.
What are some? They had some big fish that
they did.
Like Tommy, he turned in one fish today, but it was a 6.2 pound fish.
Right. Leading big fish day one is Decker and Parmelo with 8.1. Then there's a string of 7-pound fish after that down to 7th place. So a lot of nice fish caught today.
Yeah.
There's a budget boys 150 horsepower or less category. Our names are in there because they didn't update us in the system. We changed boats after I registered, so we are not in that. Right now, 26.64 pounds. Leopold and Carson, one of the top 10 teams there. They're leading the budget boys. They got a 150 horse motor or less. They've got a family division, which is immediate family and spouses. Team Miller's leading that with 28.57. Pee-wee combined, age 60 years or under for the team. Herringer and Kurtz are leading that with 25.3 pounds.
And the category you and I might be getting into
We're
pretty
getting
quick,
dang
pretty
close.
quickly.
Salty dogs, team age over 110. We are quickly approaching that.
We are very close to the 100 mark.
Smith and Rosemore leading that with 17.99. And then they introduced a new category kind of for the local people, the coal workers. So if you work at a coal mine, power plant that uses coal, Dakota gasification, any of those type of facilities, you're in this category. And I don't know what the prizes are for some of these other categories, but it's just another division, little side pot. So Schumacher and Opp are leading that with 25.43 pounds. So they're trying to bring something new each year.
Yeah.
You know, they do have a wee walleye division, which they kind of forgot to talk about last night. So I don't think anybody sent pictures in.
You and I could have possibly won that one today.
I caught a couple fish that were smaller than some people's creek chubs that they use for bait. In fact, if you go check my Facebook page later, there's probably going to be a post on there. We took a little video.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, day one so far of the Dakota Walleye Classic, we had decent weather.
Yep.
It got a little warm this afternoon, but some waves this morning, nothing real big. You know, white caps middle of the day for a little bit,
yeah.
but nothing.
Overall, it was a pretty nice day.
It was, you know, tomorrow's going to be a very nice day on a Saturday for the pleasure boaters that want to go tubing and wakeboarding and swimming. It is going to be ugly for us. It's going to be.
Oh, it's going to be still a better day than sitting in an office.
I know, but it'll be dang near no wind, and it is supposed to be, I think, in the mid 90s by midday. So that's the other feature this boat's got. It's got a washdown hose and pump. I might be taking a midday lake shower in the boat tomorrow if it gets too warm.
Because we can't legally leave the boat.
You can't, even if you fall
wire
in your prop and you need to go get it out of your prop, do not get in the water. It is against the rules.
Yep. Yeah. Hang over the top of the motor. You can hold on to my feet if we have that happen.
You're going in.
I'm going in. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, we have give us tips on what we should do differently, different presentations. We tried almost a little bit of everything. I mean, we did bottom bouncers. We were pulling crankbaits. We tried jigging with the live scope. I don't know what else a guy can do except net and dynamite.
Yeah, you know, we don't have availability to creek chubs, or we don't have the time to catch them. We do not pack minnows. Talked about it. I just don't have minnows are for ice fishing as far as I'm concerned. I just don't have luck in the summertime with them ever. And maybe I'm fishing them wrong or don't know how to use them. But, you know, we pitched some plastics. We pitched some jigs with worms on them using the live scope. We tried a few different presentations there.
Yeah, we mixed it up.
Yeah, it's just, you heard that from a lot of people. There was one thing, if you go and look at the live leaderboard results, Shields live leaderboard results online, you don't see anybody with zeros. It's because they don't put them on there. They don't enter the zeros.
Yeah. So we may be at the end of the list, but we're way ahead of a lot of people. Right?
I wouldn't say way ahead.
Way ahead, Jesse. Way ahead. Coming up in the second half of the program, we're going to cover the South Dakota Governor's Cup results here and how their fishing went last week, and also the North Dakota Governor's Cup was on there. We'll get to your comments because people have advice for us here.
166 people weigh to fish. There's 190 teams in the tournament, so that gives you an idea how many zeros there were first day.
Yeah, and some of those are some pretty good anglers out there. We'll be back right after these messages.
Join Piper's Auctioneers for these upcoming equipment auctions throughout the region, featuring these excellent retirement auctions in Albany, Minnesota, in Sherwood and Mapleton, North Dakota, and Baker, Montana. Piper's will also be hosting our regional equipment auctions in Bowman, Steele, and Sioux Falls. These auctions are loaded with Tier 1 farm and construction equipment and offer something for everyone. Full details, updated inventory, and online bidding is available at Pifers.com. Pifers, celebrating 25 years of proven results.
I'm Dale Paulke with Dakota Community Bank and Trust, where local banking is as comfortable as your favorite pair of work boots. Step into our branches and experience a friendly atmosphere, personalized service, and financial expertise. Whether you're a hardworking farmer, a small business owner, or a local resident, we've got the banking solutions that you need. So kick off your boots and let us take care of your financial needs at Dakota Community Bank and Trust.
At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
Equal housing lender.
Bowman Livestock Marketing, serving the tri-state area for all of your livestock marketing needs. Eastern Montana, North Dakota, and South Dakota. You can be sure of great care for your cattle and top price at sale time. Call Austin Snook at 307-290-2161. That's 307-290-2161 for more information or just to talk cattle markets. You can also find them on Facebook and go to their website, bowmanlivestockmarketing.com. MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Mo Rest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer. There's a reason you're seeing more Red Angus cattle in the country. Great mama cows, high weaning weights, and easy keepers. With a family that bases their entire operation on faith, honesty, and trust. You can see those values in their 30-plus years in the Red Angus breed. Schriefer Red Angus, the breed that generates a positive return on investment. SchrieferRedAngus.com. Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or talking animals. Just good neighbors helping to keep you covered with price in mind. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, Wilton, Bowman, and Hettinger. This portion of the program is brought to you by Freedom Repair. Whether it's your tractor, baler, your cutter, your combine, or air seeder, Freedom Repair comes to you and helps you get fixed up and back in the field. 19-plus years experience. Give Lucas Kelly a call at 701-440-1945. That's 701-440-1945. Freedom Repair, veteran-owned and operated. Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy.
I'm Dale Paulke with Dakota Community Bank and Trust, where local banking is as comfortable as your favorite pair of work boots. Step into our branches and experience a friendly atmosphere, personalized service, and financial expertise. Whether you're a hardworking farmer, a small business owner, or a local resident, we've got the banking solutions that you need. So kick off your boots and let us take care of your financial needs at Dakota Community Bank and Trust.
At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
Equal housing lender.
Bowman Livestock Marketing, serving the tri-state area for all of your livestock marketing needs. Eastern Montana, North Dakota, and South Dakota. You can be sure of great care for your cattle and top price at sale time. Call Austin Snook at 307-290-2161. That's 307-290-2161 for more information or just to talk cattle markets. You can also find them on Facebook and go to their website, bowmanlivestockmarketing.com.
On that road, but don't you worry, one day I'll settle down. And when that time comes, I hope you're still around.
Welcome back, everybody. Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition. Scott Bachmeyer along with Jesse Flath here. The Dakota Walleye Classic tournament going on up out of Beulah Bay at the Dakota Waters here. And what a nice couple of weeks here. We've gotten a lot of rain in the Dakota territory. I mean, it is green. The crops look good, and we cross our fingers and we keep the hail away from it. So let's talk a little bit about the South Dakota Governor's Cup that happened last weekend, Jesse. You got some results here. What do you got for the top fives over there?
Yeah, and keep in mind in South Dakota, they've got some different rules than the North Dakota Game and Fish does. They can get 6 fish per day per person.
No, they can turn in 6, can't they?
No, 4. Hang on, I got it written down. Let me just read it. Limit of 4 fish per day.
Yep.
They can only keep 1 over 20 inches.
Correct.
So they can turn in 2 fish over 20 inches because there's 2 people in the boat.
Right.
But they turn in 6 per day.
Right. But the limit is 4 per person.
There you go.
Yes.
So,
But now this is out of
Mobridge Pier
area. So
It's
I
out
mean,
of Pier.
if you go to Waubay, they might have different.
South Dakota's got a lot of different slots on a lot of different lakes.
Yeah.
And
So always make sure if you're
that
going fishing, check it out.
really create some trophy opportunities in
Big
South
time.
Dakota. So
Yeah.
it's North Dakota talks about it a lot. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but if you look at these numbers here, it gives you an idea. They are turning in 6 fish, so 1 more fish than we turn in, but they've got the slot. Only 2 of them over 20 inches, so keep that in mind.
That's 5 more fish than what we turned in
Okay,
today.
well, fair enough. First place team, Bo Schilling and Ben Beadle, they turned in 61.51 pounds
On a 2-day tournament.
on a 2-day tournament.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good 2-day deal. Second place was Chad and Samantha Schilling with 48.3. And then you had Jackson Hilton and Jack Oberg with 48.12 in third. Paul Steffen and Gary Steffen in fourth with 46.77. And fifth place, Nate Netto and Gunnar Netto with 42.51 pounds. So there's your top 5 in South Dakota. To give you an idea of big fish down there, their day 1 big fish was Seth Lubbers and Tanner Berkman with an 11.63 pound fish.
Yeah.
Day 2, the winners of the tournament, Bo Schilling and Ben Beadle, turned in an 11.8 pound fish. So like I said, when you have the opportunity to get into some trophy fish, pretty awesome. They had 187 team weighing in, 187 teams weighed in fish, 13 with no fish. That's 200 teams. Heck of a tournament, all the way down to 15th place. The 15th place team still had 35.47 pounds.
Yeah.
So that's some pretty impressive results when you're fishing a slot.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We'll talk about those slots after we see what the North Dakota Governor's Cup did.
So North Dakota Governor's Cup is out of Garrison, and there was 258 teams that I could count. Day 1, they took out 807 fish for 1,805 total pounds.
Okay.
So that's an average of 2.24 pounds per fish over the day.
That's pretty good.
Day 2, 932 fish for 2,159 pounds, a little more weight, 2.32 pound average. So pretty good. Day 1, Joe and Rylan Gussis had the big fish. It said that they caught it, but it didn't tell us how big it was. Now, day 2 large fish was Nate Fields and James Grote. Their big fish was 9.02. From what I can understand, day 1 big fish was a little bit smaller than that. Side note before I even tell you the finishes, this Nate Fields and James Grote, they came in day 1 of the North Dakota Governor's Cup. They were 238th place in a tie with 0 fish.
Really?
After day 1. Day 2, they came back with 31.15 pounds on day 2 to get them 15th place in the 50th annual North Dakota Governor's Cup and to win some pretty nice money. So I've always said this, there's a lot of guys that when they don't catch anything the first day, they say to heck with it, and they don't even fish the second day. You've got money. I think we've got, $1,000 per day for big fish?
Yeah.
Plus, you might get into a big bag that gets you up into the pay line.
Yeah.
You just never know. So winning the North Dakota Governor's Cup was Zach Jackson and Bob McKeon, 51.77 pounds. Brent Wendell and Jaden Wendell, 49.
This is on a 2-day average?
Correct.
Okay.
49.37. Brad McLennan and Mark Roth with 48.12 in third. Fourth place, Darren Miller and Jacob Miller with 45.89. And in fifth place, Brian Merkel and Tanner Merkel with 40.90 pounds. All the way down to 20th place, 29.22 pounds. So basically from 20th on up, had 30 pounds in 2 days, which is still, that's good fishing.
Yeah.
And it was tough last week, too.
Last week it was tough as
You know,
well.
we had all them storm fronts come through, low pressure systems, rain, cloudiness, wind. There were some days where guys didn't even pre-fish because it was too windy to even get in the lake. So some pretty impressive numbers for the little bit of a downturn we've had in the last 8-10 days in the lake
I
here.
always wonder how many, between all of the fishing that people do recreationally and all the tournaments on whether it's Lake Sakakawea, Devil's Lake, or parts of Lake Oahe or where Lake Sharp, how many fish per year get taken out of the system? It's got to be just a lot.
Way more than people realize, I would bet.
Yeah.
You know, and how many of the fish that are in this lake now, and you know, his name Casey in North Dakota Fisheries at Game and Fish, Casey Anderson.
Casey Anderson. Yeah.
He might have some of those numbers or some guesstimations. I don't know. But how many fish in this lake are natural occurring? How many are stocked?
Right.
You know, we've got one of the only few national fish hatcheries left in the United States right up here, Riverdale. Very neat facility, cool tour if you ever get the chance. It's really neat to see what they do there. I don't know. It's a big job to keep these fisheries healthy. You know, none of us like to get the boat inspections and deal with the extra time in the mornings and all that with all the aquatic nuisance species that they've really started watching and all that stuff. But
you got to keep them clean.
You know, is it a necessary evil? I guess. You know, they've done a real good job of trying to take care of our fisheries in North Dakota.
So now I was fishing in the Belfouche Reservoir last year, and that slot limit was a little bit tougher because you could keep anything under 15 and 1 over 20, and anything 18, 19, but 15 to 18 inches you had to throw back.
They were considering that their breeding stock.
Yeah, it was a different type of slot, and then you go to like Shade Hill or Lake Sharp or even like Lake Sinai had their own different one. Ponset was different. You know,
does Shade Hill have a slot?
It's in South Dakota. I'm sure they got some sort.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I haven't
the
fished there
question
since high
is,
school.
you know, if you can keep 1 over 20, and we've seen the size of the fish. I mean, 11 pounds these guys are bringing in for the big fish compared to a 7 or 8 pounder. I think.
Do you throw that 25, 26 inch fish back?
I don't know.
You know,
do
you throw a 7 or an 8 pounder back because there's that 11 or 12 pounder out there?
Well, if you already had one in the live well,
you got to throw it back.
You got to throw it back.
Yeah.
So that makes it's a very difficult to actually see what's going on. You know, with the slot limits, is it helping the fisheries? Now, when I talk to the guys down in the Belfouche stuff, those guys in Belfouche were not very happy with the way the slot was being run on that particular body of water. They would like to see it a little bit different, but I don't know. You know, and there, you know, one of the things they were talking is, what if you catch them really, really deep, and you're throwing these 15 to 18 inches back in? How many of them die?
And that's a tough thing with this tournament. Yeah. You know, this is one of the later tournaments for a big tournament in North Dakota, and right now these fish are going deep. You know, you're still going to have these guys telling you that they're catching fish in 6 foot of water.
Of course, they're going to tell you that. That's why they want us to go to 6 feet, and then they're going to go out to 30.
But we caught that fish today. We caught a 21.5 inch fish, nice, healthy looking fish. Caught him in 27,
26 feet. Yeah.
He came up a little red. You know, they get red in their gill area and stuff when you bring them up. Eyes weren't bulged out.
Yeah.
Air bladder wasn't poked out of his mouth or his gills. You know, he was a nice tournament fish. We threw him in the live well, and I didn't know if he'd make the day. We caught him, must have been about 10 o'clock. And by God, when I pulled him out of the live well to weigh him in, he was still quite lively. So I just, now you start pulling fish out of 40 feet. That's tough. If you catch a 12-incher, it's probably going to be dead. So whether you can weigh it or not, that's one of your 10 fish for the day as your state limit.
But if you had a slot and you brought something like that up and you had to throw it back,
I don't know. I don't know how they handle that.
I know it's an interesting. Well, let's go to some of the comments that we had here between boats, which one guy said, you know, it stands for bust out another 1,000. That's what boat stands for. Let's see here. They said, were you doing any bottom bouncing? Well, that's what we started out. I think that's all you did for the most part of the day. And I switched over to some cranks, and you know, until we did some pitching on live scope, we did pretty much all on bottom bouncing.
Yeah, I did a little pitching, you know, later in the day. Probably should have tried it this morning. We had some really nice marks early on, but there was so many marks that I thought pulling pulling 4 bottom bouncers with 2 or 3 different presentations through them fish.
Right.
Potentially gave us a better chance since we really aren't that good at this whole live scope thing yet. But in hindsight, we maybe should have taken a chance at pitching at those fish right away this morning, and maybe that's a different strategy for tomorrow. When we get on our first spot, we see a bunch of nice marks. We might have to do a little pitching right away, and see if we can target those bigger fish. Because let me tell you, if you haven't seen this live scope stuff,
It's pretty impressive.
it takes some getting used to, but you really can once you get it figured out. I mean, even you after one morning of it, you're like, "That's a group of bass," and I said, "Yeah, I agree."
Yeah.
You know, you can tell size a little bit, and you can tell when there's a lot of them together. When one of our friends took me out last Friday to kind of show it to me for the first time, we were fishing, and all of a sudden he goes, "Well, there's a paddlefish if you want to throw at it." And I looked at it, and I mean, it looked like the Goodyear blimp coming across the stream. You knew it was a giant fish. And
speaking of paddlefish, tell the story that happened to
Oh,
this little
yeah.
gal. What is she, 14 or 16?
I don't even know if she's that old. They were out pre-fishing, and we talked with them today a little bit. Her sister and her dad and mom were out there, and I really didn't have a chance. I'm sure she's had to tell the story 100 times, but she caught about 100-pound paddlefish on a 10-pound line on her walleye rig, and it took them about half hour or better to get it up to the boat, but they landed the fish and got a couple pictures, got it put back in the lake. Everything was good. It swam away, but what a memory for her.
Yeah.
You know, fishing with her dad in this tournament and being able to catch a paddlefish late season.
Paddlefish was as big as she was.
It was.
They got a picture of that on the Dakota Walleye Classic Facebook page if you want to see that.
So really, really neat story there. A lot of cool things. Some real big, couple really, really big northerns caught in pre-fishing. They kind of had a deal where if you're pre-fishing, caught something weird, strange, big, cool, to send it in, and they were going to kind of tell everybody about it. And there was some really big northern caught too. I haven't caught a big slimer in a long time.
Well, Mr. Bulgy commented, he said you should see some of these boats that are coming up here in the Platte area right now. They must have a tournament, but so there's I don't know which is it. Moritz
Sport Marine has a Ranger.
They got a Ranger, $130,000
F621, I think it is,
and that's plain Jane. They just got a couple screens in the dash.
It's got a 12-inch in the 12-inch Lowrance in the dash, and I think a 9 up front. It's got a 15 EFI Pro kicker and a V10 400. And that's it. And
no
the trailer.
No trolling motor, no nothing.
No, it didn't have an electric trolling motor on it, did it?
It had no graphs, no besides the ones that came with it, but
the built-ins.
Yeah, I mean,
no live scope,
no nothing. So I mean, $130,000.
So you got another,
and then some of these guys are pulling them with a $100,000 pickup. It's crazy how much money these boats are getting up to.
You got another 10 to 15,000 of equipment to put on there to fish the way everybody's trying to fish these days.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have 150 in that boat really quick.
So we'll wait 20 years when that one's for sale.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Darren says maybe try some leeches.
You know, and I'll put a plug in for Hayes and Senex. I don't know who else has them right now, but there's been a really hard time getting leeches. And I was in Paul's office the other day having lunch, and he went online and ordered, what did he tell me, 12 or 15 pounds of leeches.
Wow.
And it was a big plastic sealed sack inside of a styrofoam cooler inside of a cardboard box. And it showed up UPS in his office, and we pulled it out. It showed up when I was there, and it's a great big giant bag of leeches. So Hayes and Senex has got leeches as far as I know if you want them.
All right. Waylon says, we're talking about creek chubs.
Mm-hmm.
He says maybe we should go out sometime at midnight here and in air quotes, borrow some from somebody.
Well, we know where there's some at. I don't know if I can outrun Rory and Jason anymore, but
and so that's what it was. But anyway, pretty decent fish here today. If we could put a day tomorrow or today together with some 20-inch fish, we'd be back up into the first page, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, you look at that team at the North Dakota Governor's Cup, they pull a 31-pound day and end up in the money. You just never know.
Yeah.
There's that one dog you shoot in the coyote tournament that gets you big dog. There's that mangy no-haired one from Sarah Middlestead's backyard that gets you small dog.
That was a nasty
looks like the cat from
he walked right
Austin Powers.
He walked right up to me. It was like, just put me out of misery.
Yeah, you just never know what you're going to come across. You might hook up with state record walleye tomorrow and win us big fish, get us back into the payday, and get your name in the record books. You never know.
What is the state record in North Dakota? 16 pounds or so?
No, I don't even know if it's that big. I'd have to look it up.
Okay.
I'd have to look it
Okay.
up.
Which is, if you do look at some of the results, there's one team, they show they checked in one fish that weighed 19 pounds.
That's actually the team that the daughter caught that paddlefish.
It's that team.
It's Eckroth's.
I wonder if they're going to correct that mistake.
Yeah, it
because
must have been something miscalculated when they show it 16.35 pounds or something on one fish.
19 pounds.
Or 19 was it?
Yeah. We might have to give Fedek a call and let him know that. I'm sure he's probably heard it.
Yeah.
All right, so we got the plan for tomorrow. We talked slot limits. Other than that, the prairie dogs are out in full force this year.
Oh, I bet.
And the go-to rifle for you to shoot prairie dogs all day, if you had an unlimited budget of ammunition, what would it be?
If I'm going to do it all day,
All day.
probably 22-250.
Yep.
Just because the recoil's manageable. I mean, it's awesome shooting them with 87 grainers out of a 243, 30 180 grain 30-06s. Sure do some neat cartwheels and whatnot. but
Starfish.
when you what was that? It's been 15 years now, probably, where we had people from out of state come in and take them shooting, and be five or six guys shooting, and we'd shoot a pallet of ammo in 2.5 days.
15,000 rounds.
So I mean, it's when we talk about shooting prairie dogs all day, we really mean
all day.
Yeah. And you do get sore. Even 22-250, you start getting some trigger fatigue after 8 hours.
But now, that was before suppression.
That's true.
Those guys were reaching out 600-700 yards and clipping them.
Yeah.
But you get to do that when you get to shoot all day long.
Right.
I mean, you can
you can take
dial
time.
yourself in.
Yep.
So that antelope, if you're in the North Dakota side of the border, the antelope is open for lottery.
I have 14 points.
14? You're probably not going to get chosen then.
Probably not.
If somebody's first time in there, it's probably going to get
one.
But that is open right now. So if you're on the North Dakota side and you want to try to get in on the lottery for a pronghorn antelope, that is open right now. So make sure to get that in. What else is it?
Did they draw bighorn sheep tags yet?
I have not seen that draw come out yet.
One other thing I thought of that I was going to mention about these boats is you're seeing a lot of these guys go to lithium batteries.
Okay.
The lithium batteries are no different than the lithium drills or any other. When you have a standard battery, it slowly declines and gets weaker as the day goes on. Those lithiums, they hold the same power until right up before they go dead, and then they drop off to nothing immediately.
Oh, okay.
So if they last longer, you get more max power out of them for longer. That today we fought a little bit of wind, but not too bad. We never did fire up the kicker, but that's probably the next thing going into this boat.
Lithium?
Next year or two is all new lithiums for the front end.
Well, I like the way that sounds. I like the way it sounds. I tell you what, Jesse, thanks for coming on the program with me, spending a Saturday with me, and a couple days fishing. I'm excited here. Tomorrow we got a plan, and hopefully next week we can report back that we are the new state record holders for the largest walleye caught here. Thanks for tuning in today all across the Dakota Territory. You can catch my daily program on each one of these great radio stations. And make sure to check that out, along with keeping up on the social media side and Dakota Walleye Classic webpage as well. Eat some meat, drink some milk, and wear fur, and we'll have yourself a great day, everybody. Eric, good luck. Catch a big one for Joseph. I will sure with damn well try. You bet. We'll sure do that. See if we got any. Go out and we got that one. That's you. All right, I think that's it.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow for those of you that are still listening. We literally went from 5 feet of water depth for a little while, all the way out to around 40. We pulled bouncers in all those depths. We used live scope in all those depths. We had
slip bobber. We
had fish visually chasing our jigs. Oh man, here comes the Lions crew and them guys.
We better get off of this then.
Yeah, and they came in hot. They might have been at Jimmy's.
All right.
All right,
YouTubers, you guys have a good day.
Keep up with our Facebook pages. You'll know if we did something good.